a democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on the off-season files. We are continuing our coverage here. All of the teams, we will get to them. They'll be right there in the playlist. Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss a single team. Next up is the New England Patriots. And Jeremy, as the Jets fan, can't wait to eviscerate Bill Belichick and company on this here episode. The New England Patriots obviously have a quarterback question. They don't have one.
They don't have much of anything, if we're being really honest.
We got Jarrett Stidham, and yeah, that's it. And
He's doing stuff.
There's been so much talk that Cam Newton could come back to this team, and I, for one, am with Jeremy on this one. I want to see it happen. I want to see another shitty-ass year.
Please, Bill.
For the New England Patriots.
Please do it. Please bring him back. Nothing could make me happier.
Now, the good thing for the Patriots is that they do have a lot of cap money. They've got $63 million, $66 million in cap space, so they can do a lot in this offseason to plug some of the holes that they have. Do they have enough to be competitive is the question.
Well, I mean, here would be my question. All right, if you're a high-end free agent, why would you want to go to New England? What's the perk? Oh, you're going to play for Bill, who's 105? Cool. But they've got a quarterback. Oh. Well, at least the defense is really good. Oh. I mean, there's nothing here.
No.
This is what happens when you do this, voidable years bullshit, and you wind up in dead cap. And, yeah, they've got a pretty clear cap ledger. Mm-hmm. You're going to lose Joe Thuney for nothing. And you're probably going to lose him in the division to the Jets. And he's a fantastic guard. Mm-hmm. I just look at this team and go, I don't see the clear path because they're doing that. They're living in NFL purgatory right now. They're not bad enough to get the high-end quarterback. They're not good enough to be competitive for a playoff berth.
Mm-hmm. The team picks at 15th in the upcoming draft. And, we had months ago had visions of, a quarterback may fall to them. But that story has quickly changed. As all of the work days and the pro days and all of that has been shaken out and more guys watch film, they're finding out that these quarterbacks are worth being taken pretty high in the draft.
I don't think there'll be one of the top 5 quarterbacks left when the 10th pick is made. Mm-hmm. I think there's 5 probably in the top 8.
Right. When you have the two chiefs of mock draft'em and Mel Kiper and Todd McShay saying that, we could have 4 go in the first 4 picks. I think it's pretty safe to say that those quarterbacks are going to go early. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're all going to go in a row like that, but they will be gone early. So replacing a quarterback in the draft does not seem like the path for the New England Patriots to me. So let's focus on free agency here. Mm-hmm. Who are they going to bring back? They've already got an established relationship with Jacoby Brissett.
To me, their plan A is Jimmy Garoppolo. If they can't pry Jimmy Garoppolo from San Francisco, which if San Francisco falls in love with Sam Darnold, I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo would cost you that much. That would be plan A. Mm-hmm. And hope that one of these receivers loves the idea of playing with Jimmy. The running game, because you do have a lot of draft capital invested in running backs. You did hit on Michael Onwenu last year. And hope that the opt-out guys coming back next year improves the defense. It's plan B where things start to run afoul. And you go Jacoby Brissett, Cam Newton.
Tyrod Taylor. I can't get away from him for some reason in the Patriot way.
That doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't turn the ball over, which I understand where you're going with that. Mm-hmm. I just don't think he fits the system. Cam Newton didn't fit the system, and Tyrod Taylor is a more accurate version of Cam Newton. Mm-hmm. So Tyrod Taylor runs less than you think he does. But, I mean, that's where it gets to the, okay, well, what do we do now? I think it would be Brissett. With Stidham, they have an open competition, and it's not going to be great. I don't care what you put. If you've got Jacoby Brissett or Jared Stidham or Cam Newton quarterbacking this team next year, I don't give a damn what else you do. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. You have a below-average NFL quarterback in a division that's going to have at least one elite one, and I would say at least another good young one. I mean, to me, New England's in the worst shape.
Are you saying Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson's the other good
Either
one?
Zach Wilson or Tua. One of those two quarterbacks is going to be productive. I mean, be really honest with me. With what Miami's going to put around Tua Tagovailoa, do you not feel like that's going to be markedly better than it was last year?
Absolutely.
There you go. So, I mean, I look at New England and go, you're most likely the worst team in this division. Mm-hmm. I almost see no path to that not happening because you're the only one that doesn't have a clear path to a quarterback.
Right.
And, I mean, do you feel great about, all right, they bring in Garoppolo, let's say you put, just choosing a random name, Will Fuller. Mm-hmm. All right, so you have Will Fuller and N'Keal Harry, Kyle Rudolph, who's a guy that's been linked to them since the second he came free, and the running backs. Is that a prodigious offense?
No.
And it's going to be in a division that has two damn good defenses and one that might be markedly better than you think. Mm-hmm. You add Rob Saleh to the Jets, and they have the second most cap space in the NFL. What do you think that defense is going to look like? And it's not like they were bereft of players in the first place. You know, you got Quinnen Williams and C.J. Mosley and Marcus May, several young guys from the draft last year. And the reason I'm saying this is New England, I feel like, thinks they're in that just below Buffalo, maybe right above Miami tier. No, you're not.
Well, they believe that because they won, 7 games this past year with Cam Newton.
And it's because they blindly believe in Bill Belichick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here, you want me to tell you what Bill Belichick sounds like without Tom Brady? It's a whole lot of, I don't know. Let's go Anthony Jennings or Devin Ossie or Dalton Keene, Jawan Williams. Oh, there's a bunch of names I can't say. Duke Dawson, Jawan Bentley. I mean, I keep doing this. Mm-hmm. The draft history of the Patriots is god awful. And I got news for you. If you're not going to have an elite quarterback, you damn sure better draft well. Mm-hmm. And they don't. I've said Bill's an overrated talent evaluator for a long time, and now it's coming to fruition. And this blind belief that Bill's going to be something without Tom that he's never been. He's been a below-average coach without Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. And that's not a Jet fan. That's facts.
Statistics, yes.
That's a fact is back. Bill Belichick's been a below-average coach without Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. So I just look at it and go, they're in purgatory. Best case scenario, you add Jimmy Garoppolo and go 8-8.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that would happen. I think with Garoppolo, they're a 6-10 team. Split with the Jets, split with the Dolphins, lose to the Bills twice, and get plastered in the interdivisional. Because let's see, who's this? This division plays the AFC North next year. Good fucking luck with that.
And they're going to lose some on the offensive line. Isaiah Wynn hasn't panned out for them. Mm-mm. He is, he's been a disappointment since coming into the league. Can't stay healthy for one. That interior of the line basically needs to be replaced as well. Mm-hmm. With Joe Thuney deciding not to franchise tag him for the second straight year, and he's going to get a big payday from somebody, but it ain't going to be the New England Patriots.
Oh, I was wrong. It's the AFC South, which I don't know that I feel that much better about. I mean, be legitimately honest with yourself. Okay. Here's who the Patriots play next year. All 3 teams in the division twice. Mm-hmm. Probably going to split with the Jets. Probably going to split with the Dolphins because that's how it works.
Generally.
You're going to lose to the Bills twice. Mm-hmm. All right, outside of that, you play the Jaguars, probably a win. Titans loss, Bucks loss, Saints, if they keep Drew Brees, is probably a loss. And the Browns. Those are your home games. That's who you play at home. Mm-hmm. On the road, you play the Colts, probably a loss. Texans, Falcons, Panthers, I would say you win 2 of those 3. And the Chargers, loss. That's where you're at. I mean, best case scenario, you're 7-9. I don't give a fuck who your quarterback is.
Right.
So this is the old Jeremy adage of either be really good and competitive for titles or be really bad. And Bill Belichick will never allow you to do that.
No. Bill Belichick will never believe that he's in that area. Mm-mm. He will never back off of this. Mm-hmm. And I don't foresee that ever changing until he decides, I'm done, and now, Josh, this is your team. Talking about Josh McDaniel. I mean, they're in hell. They're going to be able to get they do have the money, though, to be in for some major free agents. So let's, the one thing that we knocked them on and the one excuse that's been made for Cam Newton is that he had no weapons. So in the wide receiver market, who would you put in that offense? Who do you think could be best suited in that offense?
The problem's going to be who wants to. Either you're going to overpay for a guy, which Bill Belichick has never done. That's just not been his MO. So you're either going to overpay for a guy, or you're going to have to find somebody that you're their best option. And it's not Kenny Golladay. It's not Juju Smith-Schuster. It's not Will Fuller. It's not any of those guys. They're going to look at your quarterback situation and go, that cost me money. Even if it's Garoppolo, that cost me money. I don't want to do it. Would I rather go to New York with an innovative offensive coordinator and a young quarterback? Yeah, probably. Would I rather go to Jacksonville and play with the most ballyhooed quarterback prospect in the last 20 years? Probably. I mean, Miami, they have money too. The Colts with Carson Wentz, they're all better scenarios. So you ask me who would I put with them? Looking at receivers, it has to be somebody that works with N'Keal Harry. I start looking into that Marvin Jones, Sammy Watkins,
AJ Greene.
AJ
Greene seems like a perfect.
But I mean, even with AJ Greene, he's 33 years old and he's never won shit.
Exactly, but to me that makes sense. That would be a move that Bill Belichick would look at and go, I can make him something.
And I don't disagree with that. Here's my problem. He's not going to have just one suitor. And I don't see how New England is the preferred destination for any of them.
Right.
New England's best case scenario is Mac Jones falls to you in the draft. I don't believe that's going to happen. And then you have a game manager now Mac Jones, you could sell that because there's going to be a load of Alabama guys that are willing to tell guys, yeah, you want to play with Mac. Mac's real smart. Mac's real good. And you could sell that. And then you play a run first, tempered pass offense. Don't turn the ball over, win games on defense system. And I think that could work. Problem is, you're still the worst team in your own division.
Imagine a team with Jacoby Brissett throwing to AJ Greene and Willie Snead. Hot. That's a party.
And I mean, people are going to say this is because I'm a Jets fan. No, it's not. I've been saying this for years. And I'm saying the same thing about his Buccaneers right now. When you rob Peter to pay Paul, eventually the bill comes due. And now New England had to pay it last year with dead money. Now they've got cap space because of the dead money last year. But who wants to play here? Who wants to play in the Patriot way if you're not winning? And I know there's a lot of ESPN analysts and all the other mass media markets that say, oh, and Bill we trust. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Tom covered up a lot of ills for Bill. That's how that went. And you don't want to face the fact of that? Sorry, it's the truth.
On their team currently, or I guess the guys that they're getting ready to lose in free agency, of those guys, I would say J.C. Jackson would probably be the...
J.C. Jackson's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
J.C. Jackson's a restricted free agent.
Right,
Nobody's going to pay the money, and that's just not happening.
Right. I was going to say he would be the guy highest on the list to keep for them.
In terms of talent, yes. In terms of priority, no, because they know nobody is going to pay that. I mean, yeah, he had a lot of interceptions. He's a decent enough corner. A little overrated in my opinion, but he's an opportunistic ball-hawking corner that would get a big deal if it wasn't for the draft pick compensation. Not going to happen. But in terms of other guys that played a lot of snaps, do you realize that Damiere Byrd played 90% of the snaps for the Patriots last year?
Yes, I did.
That should tell you everything you need to know about this team in a nutshell. That's a guy that's played for, 5 teams in 6 or 7 years?
Something like that.
And I just look at the rest of the team and go, there's not much that you have to bring back. I easily see a path that James White ends up in Tampa Bay. Good Lord. Then you get into the Jason McCourtys and Lawrence Guy, David Andrews tier. And, I mean, yeah, they could bring some of those guys back. But, I mean, to me, if I'm New England and the problem is your coach is not in the mindset of what I'm getting ready to say. This is a reset. You should be looking at young value guys, using your cap space on guys that are going to be here for the long haul. Because I don't give a damn what you do. Best case scenario, you sneak in the back into the playoffs next year. Worst case scenario, you're 4-12. So it's not good times in New England. And after 20 years of you breaking my heart, I just don't feel that fucking sorry for you.
We're seeing a lot of mock drafts, that are tying the New England Patriots to either a quarterback, whether it be Mac Jones or, the Justin Fields thing is going out the window. They're being tied to quarterbacks. Is that the best path for them at 15?
Well, there's not going to be one there. I mean, yeah, that would be the ideal scenario. Mac Jones is not falling that far. He's the only one that could fall that far. And I don't see New England trading up. I mean, I've heard that, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You don't have enough assets to be giving away young, team-controlled assets to get a quarterback. You're putting the cart before the horse.
So at 15, who do you think they should go after?
For me, that's the drop-dead spot on Jalen Waddle. I think that could, no matter who the quarterback is, having a guy like that would be a massive improvement. Do I think he's going to be there? No, I don't. Bill tends to reach, and that's not me being a biased Jets fan. That's fact. If you look at every draft profile I've done over the last 5 years, he's reached on damn near every pick he's ever made. So could he fall in love with another receiver? Sure. I'll tell you what I think is more likely. He strikes out across the board on quarterbacks and falls in love with Kyle Trask.
And then overdrafts him at 15.
Yep. Or trades down. He could trade down and still take Kyle Trask.
Right.
And that would not shock me. I think I've said this through several of these team previews, I think one of these quarterback-needy teams is going to convince themselves they're in love with Kyle Trask. And I'll be honest with you, of all the places he could go, I like him in New England the best. Because he can operate that short passing game system. Because he's deadly accurate. He's a gigantic human. So he actually has, and take this for what I'm saying, not for how it sounds. He has one great big advantage over Brady. Those little quick shift rub routes, there's not a lineman in the league that's going to be able to get hands up because he's 6'6". So, I mean, I love the idea of Kyle Trask. That's if I was running this team, that's where I would go because I don't think you're going to get a quarterback with any form of options.
Yeah, what about a defensive lineman at 15?
I mean, and the thought process there would be that you just bulk up you bulk up this team defensively and you try to grind out games running it.
Yep.
I get it. I just think you're pissing in the wind. I really do. I mean, you look at this team, Stephon Gilmore's got one more year in town, and I won't be shocked if he's not a Patriot next year. I won't in any way be shocked. This is why I said Bill should have stepped down. But he didn't, and now you're here. So now you have a win-now coach with a rebuilding roster. But now I feel like I've killed New England for all of these minutes. So let me tell you what I think your best-case scenario would be.
All right.
Say Jalen Waddle falls to 15. Cool. Wonderful. This is a year – this offense is predicated on tight end. No matter who the quarterback is, you need a tight end that can move the sticks. The good thing for you is in the draft, there are two of them. So you could wind up with a very poor man's version of Kyle Rudolph and, say, Pat Freiermuth out of Penn State or the guy that I'm just drunk on, which is Hunter Long out of Boston College.
Yes.
Technology, it's fun.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, I think you wind up with a Jalen Waddle in the first round, move up maybe to get Kyle Trask in the I guess that would be the second round. I'm trying to find their picks, and of course it's not working. Move up in the second round, or even have him fall to you, and then take Hunter Long.
Right, they're at 44 in the second round, which
44. Yeah, I can now I can see it on the screen. That would be ideal. You wind up with Jalen Waddle, Hunter Long, and Kyle Trask out of this draft, and you have a young nucleus that I actually think is really good moving forward. You add in a Kyle Rudolph, you've already got N'Keal Harry, who you might still be able to get something out of, and you add another receiver, and now you have an offense that can actually move the ball that goes with a defense that's probably going to be pretty good. That's a best-case scenario to me from a slightly not objective Jets fan.
Slightly not.
Because I would hate everything I just said. I love all three guys I just said. And that's how I'm looking at this. Is what can New England do that I'm going to look at their draft and go, son of a bitch, they're going to be good in less than 3 years. And that's it.
All right. What defensive lineman, if they did decide to go with that early, would this be a landing spot for like Kwity Paye?
He would fit. I just don't see them doing that. I mean, you look at the defense, and They've got a recent valuable draft pick locked up in Josh Uche and Chase Winovich.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, you're basically tapping out and saying, well, we were wrong, because Kwity Paye will play standing up in the NFL. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker to me.
Okay.
So I don't see them doing that. And then you've got this series of Byron Cowart, Dietrich Wise, Lawrence Guy, Bo Allen, that you've got capital in these guys. And I'm not saying it's aggressive capital, but to me that would be the bathrooms on fire and you're relaying the floor in the kitchen. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You need to fix the offense. If you don't fix the offense, you're non-competitive, period.
Getting the most out of your assets, though, is kind of what I was getting at with that. That's why I could see.
But see, that's not where Bill's at. That's what you seem to be missing. Is if Josh McDaniels had taken over and he's got all the leash in the world because he was, christened the guy to replace Bill, absolutely I could see him do it. Take the best player available, rebuild the talent, use your free agent dollars to bring in young, controllable assets that you get bargains on because so few teams have money.
Indeed.
Absolutely, that's what you should do. The problem is you have a 68-year-old head coach that doesn't really feel like rebuilding. Right. And it's been blatantly obvious from everything he's done. The one thing he's done that lends itself to they might be in the middle of a rebuild is not franchising Joe Thuney, which still makes zero sense to me. But your team, Bill.
Well, what were they gonna? They would ended up paying him what, 16?
He's worth $16 million. He's one of the best guards in the league. And a team in free agency is going to pay him that, and their line's going to get markedly better. And it's probably going to be the team that wears this helmet right here.
Always comes back around to the Jets.
They have more money than anybody not named the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
The Colts are the only one in the ballpark, and guess what? They don't need a guard.
So fixing the offense is the number one thing that the New England Patriots need to do in this offseason. It all starts with the quarterback position, and it better be something different.
An interior linebacker wouldn't be – I can see the value in that. I see them as the drop-dead spot for Dylan Moses, too. Dylan Moses would fit tremendously in this defense. I know he has coverage deficiencies and all those other things. I get that. Bill likes to take Alabama projects. Him and Nick are very close. Dylan Moses is very talented.
Oh, yeah.
He just has to be in the right system. That's another guy I don't want to see New England lined up with.
The New England Patriots offseason preview is finished. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out the playlist. We have all of the offseason previews there for your viewing pleasure. Like and subscribe. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene.
Yeah.
We're in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different.